This is my Plano gun case. There are many like it, but this one is mine.
Hit it, sweetheart.
Welcome back to the Tacomaholic YouTube channel. If this is your first time stopping by, I do hope you decide to make your visit permanent by hitting that subscribe button. All right, everybody, today should be a rather quick video. We are going to torture test the 42-inch Plano gun case, which, if it's not the most popular storage accessory to put on like a bed rack or a roof rack, then it's definitely in the top 5. Tons of guys with Tacomas running these cases. Of course, I just got my up-top Overland roof rack installed right up there. Isn't she beautiful? So you know I'm going to be mounting one of these pretty soon, so stay tuned for that video. As you can see right here, it says all-weather tactical. And even when you look on the Amazon description, which if you are interested in buying one of these awesome gun cases and storage cases in general, for trail gear and whatnot, I will put a link in the description below. But if you do look on the Amazon page and elsewhere on the internet, not only does it say all-weather right there on the gun case, but it says watertight. So I'm going to actually be testing that with simulated rainfall, just using a garden hose with like the shower attachment. I do have an older video, I think from last year, maybe a year and a half, doing the exact same thing to the Rotopax outside storage box, which I was shocked at how much water got in that, just simulating rainfall. It's not like I was holding the hose directly on the seams or anything. So if you haven't seen that video and you're curious to see, check that out, link right up above. So hopefully we will have different results, positive results this time, with the all-weather Plano tactical gun case. Now, I've never actually heard people complaining about these cases. Like I said, it is one of the most popular, if not the most popular, storage case for racks and roof racks, all that stuff. And I haven't seen anyone complaining about, you know, water getting in there and all that. When the rack is open, of course, you've got tons of foam. It's trying to tip over me on there, and you can sort of move this and cut this. You can see it comes in like little squares. So you can store whatever you want in here, and you can make it as tight as possible with the surroundings so it's not, you know, moving around, vibrating, driving you crazy in general. So I'm gonna close up the case. It's got 3 latches in the front and 1 on each side, and then do the simulated water test, and then pop it open, feel around, and hopefully it remains bone dry. And of course, it only seemed prudent to go ahead and do this water test now before I mount it up on my roof rack, because to do that you actually have to drill holes underneath. So I want to test the case just as it comes from the factory. All right, moment of truth. You can see I was just simulating rainfall, either straight down or slightly at an angle, just to get as real of a prediction as possible. Now, before I go ahead and pop it open and check the results, there is tons of water pooled, so while it's still sealed, I'm gonna go ahead and flip it over just to get that water off. Don't want any of that sort of soaking in when I open the lid and get the false results. So that looks pretty good. Obviously, if you open this up when it's raining, some water's gonna get in. So let's check the results. I'm actually very impressed. There is 0 water at all in here, completely dry. All the way along the exterior seam right here, top and bottom, styrofoam is completely dry, so I am extremely impressed with that. Good job on Plano so far. But now let's make it a little more interesting. That was simulating rainfall, since I am gonna have this mounted on my roof rack in this position. Now I'm gonna do the same test, but once I seal it and close it up, I'm gonna go ahead and orient it like this just for fun. All right, fingers crossed again. I'm just gonna shake off the loose water on top, which quite a bit does pool on there because you can see all the ridges and everything sort of collecting that, so. And actually doing it like that, I do see a little bit of water. Sort of zoom the camera in, you can see there's a few trails right here, you know, it's not a lot, it's not a crazy amount, but obviously on a sealed case like this, you don't want water getting in here and causing mold and mildew issues. So for the way I'm going to be storing it flat on its belly like this, perfectly fine test results. Stored in a vertical position, not so much. But again, this is still far better test results than when I tested my Rotopack. So if you want to store it in a vertical position, you just keep that in mind. You know, maybe don't put anything extremely valuable in there or anything made out of metal, and you should be okay. All right, everybody, I am certainly pleased that the Plano case is watertight, just like advertised, for how I am specifically going to be storing it on my up-top overland roof rack. It is a pain when you buy these things because they're certainly not cheap, either these or like the Rotopacks, and you have to add like foam insulation strips, weather stripping, whatever you want to call it, just to make it waterproof. It's just that much of a pain. You would hope spending this much money on a exterior storage box that it would be watertight. Thankfully in this case, that was the case. Good job on Plano. As always, thank you so much for supporting the channel by watching this video. Help me grow the channel even more by sharing it with your friends on social media. You guys know I will do a video mounting this to my roof rack very soon. I will go ahead and link that up above for future use. Obviously, it's probably going to be a week or so before that comes out, so stay tuned for that. Enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll see you in the next video.